Professor, can you talk about chronic fatigue? Is that a broad definition of a number of symptoms, or is it one simple disease? I mean, how do you define that?
It's not a simple disease, and it occurs in a variety of different diseases. In fact, it's the most common symptom reported by patients seeking general medical care. It's present in almost every disease and certainly every chronic illness. So by definition, it's fatigue that has lasted for 6 months or more and is not refreshed by sleep. And it's unrelenting in general, unrelenting fatigue.
Is that the only symptom, or are there other things that go along with that?
Well, there are other things that go along with it, and there are other reasons for it. We're concentrating on cellular energy.